So I don't want to make this video. I'm scared to death of making this video. I'm scared of losing you as a subscriber to me. And if you don't like the video, please stick around. But no cuts or edits. The video is whether or not October 1st could happen again and if we would survive it. And so the reason I'm asking that question today, it's just a question. There's no answer. It's because yesterday, or it was the day before, there was a guy that was captured by the FBI out here in Las Vegas. He was walking around his neighborhood armed like a mercenary like he was carrying assault rifles and stuff. It was crazy. And what's even crazier is that the news, KTNV is where we saw it last night. They went to his house in 2016 and they asked, why are you carrying around an arsenal? And he said, I'm just doing a neighborhood watch. Turns out his neighborhood watch was one thing. The other thing was when the FBI got a note of it. And thank God for the FBI, right? Like, your opinion doesn't matter on the FBI right now because they did a good job on this one. It turns out he had encrypted emails. And if you don't know what that means, you should know. It means that, or communications, text messages. Encryption means it's hard to get the information out of a little bit of data. So an encrypted piece of data is like, most people are not going to know what's in it. They cracked it, and they figured out that he was planning on shooting up a synagogue or bombing a synagogue or doing really bad, nasty things to the LGBTQ community. And they got him. And I remember October 1st, and that's not the purview of this video. We're not talking about October 1st, but I remember when that happened, and it was tough on the city. It was hard, and the city congealed and gelled around this event that happened, and it made us stronger as a community. But it almost feels like we're losing that because we live in a bubble in Las Vegas. Most people are transplanted from different cities. You have a new neighbor, it seems, every 6 months, and you don't get to know your neighbors. When my grandfather told me about, my dad told me how they built the house, he said that all the men on the street in Niagara Falls, Canada, they help build each other's houses. And, so Bill and Jack and George all got together and built each of their houses. And so that was what they did. It was like the Amish raising a barn together. Nobody does that anymore. And you have crazy people that are sitting at home isolated, and they're not connected with anything. By the way, my name's Steven. It's 2 minutes and 40 seconds in. I'm a video guy, blogger here in Vegas. I do video editing for hire websites. I also live here and do this show called Not Leaving Las Vegas on YouTube. And so what would happen if it happened again? Well, Vegas is transitioning to a one-off town in a lot of ways. I mean, you have the Raiders coming in 2020, you have the Golden Knights already here, and then you have college football games that are going to be coming out for big events like championship games, big concerts, headliners, and conventions. So whereas people used to come here for 3, 4, or 5 days just for fun and sun and relaxation and to eat a buffet and throw $200 in a slot machine over their vacation, it seems like it's more of a once you're gone. I can't snap my fingers, by the way. And so maybe it could survive in that sense, right? Like businesses, they stopped coming a little bit after October 1st, and MGM did what businesses always do. They said, everything's fine, don't worry about it, look the other way. But we couldn't look the other way in Las Vegas. And it's really selfish to talk about what would happen to me or that person that works at the Palms or that person that works over at Caesar's Palace, because it would be the families that would be impacted. Those families would lose people, and that's the worst tragedy of all. But we have to talk about Vegas as a whole as a tourist destination, right? So if October 1st redux happened and some guy went crazy and did some things, well, yeah, I mean, it would be tough. It would be really hard for us to adjust again and reinvent. And what would it be? Vegas Strong 2? Like, could we stop having to live through this reality? And this isn't a political video. I have no reason to get into my politics or yours. And this isn't a video about gun control. This is a video about if something happened that was tragic, what would happen? If a plane crashed on the Strip, what would happen? Why do the bad guys always come to Vegas? They don't always come to Vegas, but did you know the 9/11 people came through Vegas? They did. Did you know that, those guys came here for one last fling? Woo, they went to strip clubs. because I guess they wanted to know what that was like before they did their dirty deed. And, you know, then you also have, what's his name, Stephen Haddock, went up to the Mandalay Bay and did what he did. And you have this guy, but this guy lived here, and this guy was on the news in 2016. People knew about this guy, and that's what makes it completely messed up. But I'm glad the FBI did their job, and thank God for that, because we get that person, and possibly we get the people that he was talking to. Hopefully they're not also here in town. And so that's a positive to take out of this. But the negative to take out of this is that it even had to happen. So just closing out here, we're really isolated. I know we are. Like when I was a kid, you know, it started when I was a kid, you know, middle class families got a second TV and the kid went and played video games in the bedroom, and then the internet came and it went from being a beige box in a family neutral area in most cases to being in the kid's bedroom, and now we're all on our phones, you know, little tiny personal communication devices, but we seem increasingly more isolated. That's one of the reasons I do these videos. When I do these videos, I try to talk to the camera like it's a person in front of me. It's a one-way dialogue. I can't sit there and pretend they were answering me back. It would make for a lousy video. But I try to talk to somebody who's not there, because I can only say so many words to my wife before she says, you know, honey, I really appreciate you're a talker and part Irish and somebody kissed the Blarney Stone, but shut up, I'm trying to watch this thing. And you can only talk to your friends for so long before they say kind of not meanly the same thing. So create a dialogue. That's all I'm telling you. Make a dialogue happen with somebody or something. And if you know somebody that seems not right, like there's something about them, if they are tired all the time or they're unmotivated and they seem to have lost their inspiration for stuff, mental health issues are a big deal. Anxiety, stress, everything we do to our bodies, our diets, none of the things we do are really great for us right now. So if you know that person, reach out to that person, and don't be that person that's on the news going, I don't understand, they were such a nice person, because you'll never forgive yourself if that happens. And that's what it is. Today, lesson of the day, reach out to somebody, be communal, don't live in a bubble. Don't make the excuse that everybody in Vegas is a transplant, because the argument is we're either communal people or we're just lone wolves. And I don't mean lone wolves in the horrible sense, like either we're tribe animals, pack animals, or we're out there on our own. But all I know is that the family unit, if it didn't exist, we would never have made it this far. So be more communal. Just remember, everybody you meet today is going through a battle that you know nothing about. And you're going through one too, and I'm going through one, and he's going through one, and she in there, my wife, is going through one. So just be nice to people. If you see somebody who needs help, try to reach out if you know them. And if you don't, see something, say something, I guess. Okay, I'm Steven, not leaving Las Vegas. It's a Vegas YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe. Please be nice in this video. I don't even want to upload it, but I felt like it had to be said. God bless everybody. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.